I heard that that scene was removed because maybe it was a little bit too violent. So I think the accident was a little bit too realistic, and I think that was maybe too much for the film. So I don't know if my skating fall is also in there. But if it is, that was really technical and so much fun to shoot. And we had so much, it was awesome. They wanted, of course, to make sure that everything was safe. So we had to do everything by the book, but I actually got to do it myself. And I love, love, love doing my own stunts. So that was fun.
Welcome to Survive the Shows.
Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment here at Survive the Shows. I'm Desiree, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Emily Alatalo, uh, star in this time of Christmas North of Nashville, a new holiday movie, and join us as we delve into Emily's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Emily.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy too. So, talking about this movie, please tell me about your character in Christmas North of Nashville. What's her name, and how would you summarize who she is in one sentence or in a small sentence?
I'll try to make it short. So I play Jules Parker, and I would say that Jules is someone who is incredibly driven and prioritizes work over family. And we get to see a beautiful transformation of those priorities in this film.
Amazing. And what about the script made you say yes to the project right now, right away?
This script was so well written. It was amazing. Our producer and actress and our director, they wrote it. So Brian and Michelle. So getting to work on someone's project that they wrote, that they put their heart and soul into, is the best. It is so much fun, and it's so collaborative, and it's such a wonderful experience because it's their words that we're bringing to life. So they know exactly what they want from this. But you could just tell, I read the script and I was like, there's a lot of love in this. And it was different. It's different from a lot of the Christmas movies that I've done. This film is way more indie, and it has so much heart and soul. It's not as flashy as some of the other ones that I've done, but the soul and the heart and the warmth in it is just so inspiring. I loved reading it. And then it was also really exciting because it was my first project that I booked in the United States. It was my first American Christmas movie, which was really exciting. So this one will always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah, great. And how did you approach finding the emotional truth of your character? Any specific exercise or moments from the script you kept returning to?
Yeah, for me, this is really close to home. It was easy for me to slip into this role because I can get really focused on work and forget about the important things in life. That is something that I also struggle with, and something that I go to great lengths at getting better at. I really want to have that balance between work and family. So what you're called to, and then what's really important in life. And it was very close to home for me. So it was pretty easy to slip into this role.
Great. And the movie blends holiday warmth with drama. How did you balance those tones in your performance?
That I really struggled with that, honestly, because there's a lot of Jules that's really honest, and the parts where you see Jules talking to her parents, well, her mom specifically, there's a lot where it's like, ooh, I do not like this. I do not like her. I do not like, and it was hard for me to do because it was parts of myself that I don't like, and seeing those ugly sides of yourself and about humanity, they're really difficult to play because you want to, it's natural to want to present yourself in the best light possible, but it was really important to me to play it honestly, even when, Jules is not that likable. It's an honest story and it's so well written, and I wanted to do that justice. And of course it helps that we had Michelle and Brian on set with us every day, guiding the performances and getting to bring their words to life.
Amazing. And which scene in the movie felt the most pivotal for your character's arc and why?
Mm. I think there's a scene where I haven't seen it yet, period. So I'm trying to think back of when that actual moment was. But I think for me, there was a scene that I did with my dad when we're in the hospital room. We're sitting by my mom's bedside and I'm speaking to my father, and he he just delivers what this carnival really is really about, and how it affects the community, and how I can really make a difference. And yeah, that scene for me felt like there was a big shift after I did that scene with my dad. That actor's fantastic. He was wonderful.
And were there any scenes that surprised you emotionally when you filmed them? Moments that hit you harder than you expected?
Yeah, I felt really emotional throughout the whole script. Like there were even I I had a hard time holding the tears back on this one, and it was like Brian had to, remind me it's this is a happy moment, but it was so beautifully written and it's such a beautiful story. So I was surprised by the happy scenes that were making me feel teary, and it was just it's I feel like a lot of the projects that I'm doing right now are so close to what's happening in my real life that it's very all the emotions are very close to the surface, and I suppose that's why I'm booking these roles, is because I know the content well because it's what I'm experiencing. But I really just think it's such a beautiful story, so the whole thing felt very emotional for me.
And how much input did you have in shaping your character's backstory beyond
Mm.
what was on the page?
They were so collaborative. Brian and Michelle were amazing. They Brian was such a wonderful director to work with, and he really respected the actors and what we wanted to bring to the character. And then he was just shaping the performances the way that he saw it from the greater perspective. So it was awesome. We basically had free range to do whatever we felt was best. And if something wasn't working, then Brian was always there to rein us in. It was awesome.
Yeah, great.
Hmm.
And did you discuss with the director or the writers
Hmm.
any alternative choices for your character that didn't make the final cut?
Well, I haven't seen the final cut yet, and I am dying to. But when it premiered, my husband and I were on a camping trip. We were camping with goats. It was so much fun. That's a whole other story. But I haven't seen the final cut yet, so I'm dying to. I cannot wait to see it. But I don't know what made it in there, and you never really know. You make decisions, and there's a way that you hope that the character is portrayed, but whatever happens in the editing room is kind of that's not up to me. So I'm excited to see what comes out of it.
Yeah. And talk about chemistry. Uh,
Mm.
which Jonathan did you find easiest to build a rapport with? And how did that chemistry change the scene?
Okay, it is so weird to think that Jonathan and I played love interests now. It feels like another lifetime ago. And after being on Crossroad Springs with him as my brother,
Yeah,
it's I'm gonna have a hard time watching it, I think, because he really does feel like a sibling now. And it's so bizarre to think that we kissed. It feels so funny. It feels so much like my brother now. So it's very bizarre. But I do remember at the time it was so easy to work with Jonathan. He's such a lovely, easygoing person. And just I remember him having a lot of ideas and really got to bring himself into his character Nick. And I thought we had great chemistry. It was very easy working with him, and he was so lovely. And I remember, there were so many scenes that we shot where he's just such a the character is just such a sweet, genuine person, and he wasn't that way in high school when we knew each other. I think we touch on it a little bit. We'll see what's in the edit, but basically the story was he was kind of a bit of a too cool sort of jock back in high school. And then it's really fun getting to see Jules discover him as this sweet, wholesome, grounded man. And Jonathan played it so well. He was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are likely small, quiet moments that define the movie. Which single small moment, a look, a gesture, do you hope audiences notice?
Like what small moments do I hope they notice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I there's a lot of really cool things, and I hope they've made it in. But with the writing, they were so creative where there was a lot of callback. So a lot of I think one of the sayings was, if you don't ask, you don't get. And that was from my mom to me. And then I say it to Nick, and then Nick brings it back to me. And that's kind of how I get roped into taking over this. I hope I'm not doing any spoilers. I think we premiered now, so it's okay. But
Yeah, it's premiere.
but okay, good. So there's a lot of there's a lot of fun callback. So I hope people pick up on that because the writing was really clever.
Amazing. And were there any improvisations on set that ended up in the movie, if you know?
Yes. there there were so many improvisation. Oh, how do I say that word? Improvise. Oh, nope, you
Improvisation,
can't do it. Improv. Say it for me again.
improvisations.
Improvisations. That you say it so beautifully. I'll say ad lib. That seems like a safer bet for me. But we had so many ad libs. It was amazing. Jonathan was really loose with his lines, and that sort of gave me permission to then be loose with my lines in response to what he was doing, and they were not precious at all about the script. They wrote such a beautiful story, and then they wanted us to bring ourselves into it. So there I'm sure 90% of what you see is not exactly on book there.
Great. And how did the filmmakers use Nashville as a character in the movie?
Hmm.
Did the location influence your performance?
Oh, absolutely. So we shot in Madisonville, Kentucky, and then the all of our sponsors and stuff happen in the big city of Nashville, and I work in Nashville, but my hometown is Madisonville. And that is a real town, and it is honestly from Christmas movies. I had no idea that there were towns that existed like that. It was such a warm, vibrant, quaint, just beautiful town. All of the people in the town showed up. They came in, they were backgrounds in the movie. They gave us their carnival, their real carnival to use. I think there was a someone donated a helicopter at one point. We actually got to light their Christmas tree for their real Christmas tree lighting, and it was just so beautiful to be a part of that community and to see that this actually exists. Like there are towns like this that are so warm and so community minded, and so they put family first, and they really love Christmas. The whole town was decked out, and it was awesome. We stayed there, and we shot there, and we had so much fun, and people were just so kind and inviting and warm, and it was awesome. I would move there. It was so beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And was music a part of your character's life on screen? If so, did you perform any music live or work with musicians to shape those beats?
Not for me. Jules didn't have any musical elements, but I have so much respect for music and sound design in a film. I It's incredible to see as an actor when you do a scene on the day, sometimes it feels like, ooh, this is not really working. Something's off here. I'm not really sure what it is. But the director is like, no, it's great. Don't worry about it. And then when you see the final edit and you see the music they add to it, it brings so much life to our performance. So God bless the music and the sound design because it helps us a lot.
Great. And what was the most technically challenging scene for you to
Mm.
shoot, and how did you tackle it?
Okay, so I don't know if this made the film, but there's a scene where I'm skating. I go to the rink that Nick works at, and I'm skating, and we got to shoot this awesome stunt where I fall on my skates. I'm skating and I catch an edge and I fall and do this big wipeout, and it was so awesome. But I heard that my mom's fall scene, the falls are supposed to mirror one another. I heard that that scene was removed because maybe it was a little bit too violent. So I think the accident was a little bit too realistic, and I think that was maybe too much for the film. So I don't know if my skating fall is also in there, but if it is, that was really technical and so much fun to shoot. And we had so much. It was awesome. It was they wanted, of course, to make sure that everything was safe. So we had to do everything by the book, but I actually got to do it myself. And I love, love, love doing my own stunts. So that was fun.
Amazing. And how did the wardrobe and the hair makeup help you step into the character?
Oh,
Was there a single piece that felt like a key to the role?
so this was a very independent, very, very indie film that we did. So it was kind of like all hands on deck. Some of the clothes are mine. A lot of the clothes are Michelle's. It was just kind of pulling together what we could with what we had. And we just made it work. And it was, yeah, it was definitely a challenge. Like there were some last minute things where it's like, oh no, this isn't working. We have to run to the store and quickly grab something. But it made it fun and collaborative. And, we just made it work with what we had. And there's something really beautiful about that when you're kind of in the trenches and you're all pulling together as a team to make it the best it can be. And I loved my hair and makeup in this. I thought she was so wonderful, Brenlin. Oh my goodness. The the makeup she did was so flattering for me. I felt so comfortable and I loved the way the hair was. It was just really natural and not overly done. Sometimes they're going for a specific look where they want the hair absolutely perfect, not a strand out of place. And that involves a ton of hairspray, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I was a big fan of my whole look on this one. I was really lucky.
Amazing. And were there any physical preparations you had to do before or during the filming?
Any physical preparations? Yeah, absolutely. This skating stuff was, I hope they show a lot of it because we had so much fun. We spent like a whole day doing the skating stuff. We got to just really get into it, and they let me get out on the ice and do a ton of practicing before we actually started filming. So that was a lot. I hadn't skated for a while, so at first I was like, "Ooh, I'm a little shaky on these skates. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out." But by the end, I felt super comfortable, and we had so much fun. But it was nice to get a good half day in of practice before we did anything.
Great. And holiday movies often relying on rituals and traditions.
Hmm.
Was there a particular tradition your character held on to, and how did you convey it's important?
Yeah, I would say the main thing, I mean, there were a lot of traditions in this one, but the main tradition is the Christmas carnival that my mom, along with the whole committee, they put on every year. And this year is the 25th anniversary of the Christmas carnival. And I am tasked with making sure this happens when my mom isn't able to. And that's huge. That's the whole thing, is stepping into my mother's shoes in and keeping myself and doing it in my own way and being able to bring my own magic to it and just carry that tradition on because it means so much to the town. So that was, yeah, that it was everything. It's the crux of the story. It's the whole thing. So that was awesome.
And did you find yourself changing your own holiday habits after working on this movie because of
Okay.
what you learned playing the character?
Yeah, absolutely. This Christmas tree lighting, I had never been to a Christmas tree lighting before. I didn't know that was a real thing that towns did because I don't know, I just had never been involved in one or I wasn't in the right spot, I guess. But now I'm noticing Christmas tree lightings everywhere and I love it. It's so awesome. We just passed by one where we're staying right now and we're gonna go to it. I cannot wait. My husband and I, we're gonna do it. And it's just such a fun way to kick off the season. It's like it's Christmas is coming. It's officially here.
Yeah. And which scene made you laugh most on set, even if it didn't read as funny in the finished movie, if you know?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, Jonathan made me laugh a lot. He was really silly. He was very silly and so fun. And so a lot of the scenes that we were doing together were making me laugh. And then also my dad, oh my goodness. He would, the way he played things, he just made me smile. Like everything he did, he was so warm and so funny naturally. And so he also had me laughing a lot. He was wonderful.
Amazing. And what was your favorite location to film at?
Mm.
There a story from that location you still remember?
Yes, we, I think, well, pretty much everywhere in Madisonville was just an absolute joy to be at. But the Christmas carnival location was definitely the most fun. We actually got to go and enjoy the carnival after and like meet a bunch of people from the town and all hang out together. And we ate carnival food and we went on the rides. And that was definitely my favorite day.
Great. And what do you think the movie is trying to say about family?
Mm.
Chosen family versus blood family? And how does your character embody the themes?
I would say the main message is I think to question the judgments you're making about your family and your family members because for me personally, Jules she's really got an idea in her mind of why her mom is putting on this carnival every year. And she is so, so wrong. And I think it's really nice to see that if we take a step back and just question the judgments we're making and try to see the people in your life, especially your family members, in a different light without that harsh judgment and just try to step into their shoes and really try to understand why they're doing what they're doing, it can really mend relationships in a beautiful way.
Amazing. And what was your relationship with the movie's um, director? Like any camera setups that informed how you move or where you looked?
Will you repeat the last half? So my relationship with Brian, our director, and
Any camera setups that informed how you moved or where you looked?
did you say camera? Is it camera things? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry. I'm having a,
If how can I say um, that director watch to the camera when you acting.
oh,
If
yes,
he tell you about that and if has some
yes,
notice to say in that in what way relaxed
yes.
yeah
Oh,
okay
okay, amazing. Yeah. Brian was awesome. He was such a joy to work with. He really has a great eye and he's an actor's director. He's an actor himself, so he really understands how to speak to his actors in a way that doesn't make you feel like if something isn't working, you never feel bad about it and it doesn't hurt your confidence or he has a really good way of giving you notes in a way that makes sense. Like it's not just do this, this isn't working. It's okay, I want to try it because of reason A, B, C. And because I really think Jules would be feeling this way and for this reason. Everything that he gave us, all the directions had meaning and purpose. It wasn't just like, oh, that's not working, try something else. Like he was really sensitive and just yeah, a joy to work with. It really felt collaborative and he really made us feel comfortable.
Great. And for actors, holiday movies can risk sentimentality. How did you keep
Yes.
your performance grounded and honest without tipping into cliché?
Mm. Yeah, I felt this one. Of course, there are some of the fun cliches that we all know and love in Christmas movies, but I really felt like this script tackled more real issues that are not as sugar coated as they usually are in Christmas films. So it felt easier to stay grounded because it felt honest, and you're sort of I was felt forced to play it in a grounded way because it wasn't glossed over or sugar coated. So it's really hard to play honest written moments in a cliche way. It yeah, I the writing was a big help, a very big help.
Amazing. And what reactions from early viewers or fellow actors surprised you about how they interpreted your character?
My mom, who is my number one fan, I'm so lucky to have her. She's been sending me all sorts of screenshots saying, "Look at this person said about you did such a great job and this and that." And she's not sending me any of the negative ones, so I don't know. That's not my business. I don't know what's happening, but my mom's been sending me all sorts of really sweet screenshots of people who are really relating to it and understanding that the film is an indie and that it's different and it's really cool to see and people really relating to the heart of the film. So that's incredibly rewarding. It's really hard as an actor to not read the comments and to not because everyone has their own opinion and everyone's coming to the film with a different background and different preferences and we all like different things. So sometimes when you read comments, it's really hard to hear and it's you put so much love and so much time into these and you want people to love it. But yeah, I try not to look at comments, but my mom has a really good she's got a good she does a great job at sending me the nice ones to help with my confidence. So I'm glad that some people are enjoying it.
Amazing. And looking outward, how was working on the Christmas north of Nashville influenced the kinds of roles you want to pursue next?
I yeah, I think this experience for me was well, first off, it was my first experience working in the United States, which was just such a wonderful experience. So now I feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more welcomed here, and because all of my work has been in Canada, and so that gave me a lot of confidence moving forward that it's really the same and they're just as wonderful. I know there's a cliche that Canadians are so nice, but I find that with Americans, they've been everyone in my experience has been so wonderful and welcoming and lovely and that's just been really nice and it makes me want to work here even more. And then also getting to work on this film in particular, it just felt so collaborative and it felt like kind of back to when I first started acting and things were a little bit more indie and a smaller team and a smaller crew and filled with people who really care about what they're making. And it feels that it's that family feel. So I love doing that. I want to do more of that, more projects that are smaller and more intimate and I can be more collaborative and have more of a say.
Amazing. So, the last question, as usually for me, what's next for you after this movie? Any upcoming projects or projects that you are already filming that aren't coming up already that you can tease for us?
Yes, absolutely. So we just finished filming the last 4 episodes for Crossroad Springs, where Jonathan and I play brother and sister, and we're the leads in that on Great American. And we just finished filming. So those are going to be coming out soon, which I'm so excited about. There's a lot more drama and a lot more excitement. And we get to really dig deeper into the characters for that. And then we start shooting season 2 in March.
Oh,
So that I cannot wait to see what the team is going to do with my character, because we leave season 1 with a lot kind of hanging in the balance. So we'll see. I'm just really excited to see where this is going, and I can't wait to shoot season 2 of Crossroads Springs.
amazing. So this is it. Make sure all of you to go to Christmas North of Nashville on Great American platform. And thank you, Emily, to join us today.
Thank you so much, Desiree. I really appreciate it. So nice to talk to you again.
For me too. And
Okay,
thank you
bye
all.
bye.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.